Good morning, YouTube. All right, we are on the edge of summer. We are almost there. And that means farmers markets or gardens, take your pick. I'll have both. Thank you very much. And that means we can make some of the most delicious stuff that ever happened, and that is ratatouille. Now, don't be scared of it. It is nothing but a vegetable stew. We are going to give it a little twist, make it easy, and make it even more delicious even than the classic one. Yeah, I'm going to go there. All right, let's cook, y'all. We got a family to feed. All right, guys, so we're gonna be making ratatouille. All right, we're not doing this the normal way. So ratatouille is a vegetable stew, eggplants, zucchini, yellow squash, tomatoes, onions, and you simmer it all together, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Only problem is all these vegetables release a ton of water, right? So I'm gonna do something a little bit different. What I've been doing for years is to make it this way so that it ends up rich and full of flavor, but without the watery element that comes when you're just stewing vegetables together. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. One eggplant that I diced up, a zucchini and a yellow squash, ditto, an onion, tiny little onion at that, and that was just 3 medium-ish tomatoes. Okay, so got my oven preheated back here to 425 degrees, and we're giving everybody a spray of olive oil. We're doing it this way instead of drizzling because I want as little oil as possible, but I do want some. I want the roasty goodness that the oil brings, but I don't want anything to be greasy or heavy, right? You know what I forgot to get? I forgot to get a bell pepper. All right, so I'm gonna come over here and grab a bell pepper, but in the meantime, this. Now, why do I have so many baking sheets? Well, a couple reasons. Mainly, I don't want to crowd my vegetables too much. This, by the way, onion powder, granulated garlic, salt, and pepper in equal parts, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, onion, garlic, salt, pepper. And you're just sprinkling. So you can, I mix it up ahead of time simply because I use it on everything. You don't have to. Anyway, we're using separate pans for a couple reasons. We want everything kind of spread out. We want the hot air to have access to as much of the surface area as possible. That way we're going to be evaporating a lot of the water away, okay? But we also know that these are going to cook at different rates, right? I have roasted tomatoes. These are not as watery, but it depends on how much moisture is in there, and I don't know until I get in the oven. I've had them go 20 minutes, I've had them go 40 minutes. The big thing is you keep an eye on it, and you're looking for the caramelization around the edges. So once you start getting nice and golden toasty, I guarantee it's not gonna be less than 20 minutes. Probably close to 30 for these guys, probably these two. So we're looking at somewhere between 30 to 40 minutes, okay? But I'm putting them on separate pans because as each vegetable gets roasty, golden, beautiful, perfect, I'm pulling that one out. Now behind me, I'm gonna start the tomato sauce portion of our ratatouille, and I'm doing that one a little bit different too. So let me get these in the oven, I'll be back and show you the sauce. All right, it looks like I've got 100,000 things going on over here, but I don't. This is actually pretty simple. All right, so I've got my purple pot over here. I'm putting it on medium heat, and I already have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the bottom there, okay? And we're actually just gonna throw everything in here together, and then we're gonna turn it down and just let it simmer while our veggies roast, okay? So, first thing we're gonna do is wrestle with the door. Okay, about 6 cloves of garlic. How hot is that? You just want to saute that until the garlic starts to get a little bit of color. And if your pan is nice and hot, that's actually only going to take about 30 seconds. So we're going to put a couple other things. Big fat handfuls of fresh thyme. They should make that as a fragrance. Yum. And you can throw it in at this stage. It does not hurt it at all. Still waiting on some heat to come up, but it's not coming up. All right, about 2 teaspoons of fresh cracked black pepper. And this is half an ounce of fresh basil. I don't know what the deal is lately. I have not been able to find fresh basil anywhere. It's like it's disappeared from all the stores. I have found these weird little packets. This says semi-dried. And so it doesn't feel quite like dried. It also doesn't feel like fresh. But anyway, a couple tablespoons, half an ounce. That's going in there too. So there we go. I wish I had a whole bunch of fresh basil. Now, to this, I have 1 can of diced tomatoes and 3 cans of tomato sauce. I want it primarily saucy, but I do want a little bit of texture from the diced tomatoes, okay? Finally, now we got some sizzle from our garlic. And you notice we've already got tomatoes roasting in the oven. So we've got tomatoes 3 ways. We've got them pureed, we've got them roasted, and we've got them diced. So a variety of texture and a variety of cooking methods is going to give a much richer and deeper, just amazing depth of flavor to this. Okay, here we go. Let's get our last can in there. There wasn't room. All right, and he's in there too. Now, if you've noticed so far, what we have is like vegan city, which is fine. I'm about to blow it. Now, if you are a vegan, skip this, okay? That's all. This is some anchovy paste. It's about 2 teaspoons. I love adding this to long simmered soups and stews and sauces, especially a tomato sauce. But if for some reason you are vegan or you don't have it or don't have access or whatever, skip it. You can also, if you want to, you can also throw in the rind off Parmesan cheese. That's another way to do it. But guys, we're already roasting vegetables to develop their flavor and to bring out all their sugars and to make sure that they are at their absolute peak. So if you skip the, what is that stuff? Anchovy paste. If you skip the anchovy paste, you're fine, I promise. We are gonna add, boy, I just threw tomato sauce everywhere, didn't I? That's about 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Clean up the mess I just made. What, baby? And then, last couple of ingredients. A couple tablespoons of dried oregano, and a good 2 teaspoons, up to a tablespoon of kosher salt. Kosher salt only though. Don't use that much. If it's regular table salt, it's way too much. Because remember, we've already seasoned our vegetables. Now we're seasoning the sauce. So too much sauce, too much salt would just be too much salt. Okay, now, looking at about 30 minutes, this is going to come up to a boil. We're going to reduce it to a simmer. We're going to let it sit and let all those beautiful flavors come together. At the same time, we've got everything in our oven with all those flavors developing just to their height, right? This is like a love song for vegetables. You're going to like it, I promise. All right, 25 minutes in. Did you hear that? I gave the cat a little catnip mouse, and then the cat's stoned and she's pestering the dog. Okay, all right. So first out of the oven is our zucchini and yellow squash, starting to get nice and golden, right? We don't want it to be mushy. We want it to cook all the way through. But we're dropping that right into our simmering sauce. And it looks like, wow. And it looks like that at this point. Next up is going to be our onion and bell pepper. About 5 more minutes. What is That's what's happening here. That's exactly it. All right, everything is ready. It's all coming out at the same time. So right at 30 minutes, I was right. See, here's our eggplant. So we're gonna get this off and into our pot. And what do we got else? Our tomatoes, same thing. I love, you know what's funny is I don't like raw tomatoes. And I don't like an intense raw tomato flavor. But I love roasted tomatoes. I love tomato sauces. All right, last one. Our bell pepper and onion. That part is done. Okay, so at this stage, all we're doing is gonna let it simmer together. Oh wow, y'all, the fragrance is stunning. So everybody's gonna come up to a simmer. We're gonna simmer for about 10 minutes, just to let everything kind of blend together. That is gonna be perfect. All right, we are done. It's exactly what you want. Beautiful. There is a reason some dishes are classics. This is just amazing. Now don't forget, we had all that thyme in there. So kind of keep your eyes peeled. Hi, baby. I know. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see a little bit of thyme, pull it out. And there is some of the best. Look at my spoon. Good grief. That, some of the best stuff you will ever have. Absolutely beautiful French style vegetable stew. Oh yeah, give me 2 of those.